By the age of 30, 25% of men and 12% of women will lose hair. This number drastically increases to half of all men and a quarter of women by the age of 50. Well, here to share myths and methods to retain those precious locks is Tierra Rivers, certified hair loss specialist with Carolina Hair Restoration Center. Good to have you back.
Thanks for having me.
This is a subject that a lot of people can relate to, and it's true. We start noticing our hair thinning, and there's just so many reasons as to why. So can you share with us just some of those reasons why people are experiencing that hair loss?
Well, hair loss, or alopecia areata, is an autoimmune disease. It basically affects the hair follicles and causes the hair to basically fall out, or people lose their hair. So those are some of the reasons, why folks kind of lose their hair, is because of the autoimmune disease that affects within the body. So it's,
is it hereditary, or?
It can be, in some cases it can be, along with other measures such as age, hormones, certain medications that folks take. It can be a side effect of that, stress, different things of that. Sometimes postpartum, when folks are after they have their baby, things of that nature. So those things can also play a role along with others.
Oh, interesting. So what would be some ways to actually prevent the hair loss?
Yeah,
can you mitigate that problem?
Yeah, in some cases you can. As far as vitamins, multivitamins are very beneficial. What we eat, kind of staying away from a lot of fatty foods, and red meats, kind of stay away from so much of those things, as well as making sure your hair and your scalp is cleansed. Just making sure it's nice and cleansed and healthy, using a mild shampoo or a clarifying shampoo, more of the salon base, and most importantly, scheduling a consultation with a certified hair loss specialist so you can really look and see if you are more in a severe case of hair loss, or if there's ways, alternatives, such as treatments that can help to reverse the hair loss.
And I want to talk a bit about the supplementation for a moment, because there are certain ones that are particularly good for hair growth, promoting hair growth, such as biotin. You had also mentioned dietary, so staying away from those fatty foods, adding more protein to your diet?
Yes, very much so. Adding proteins, those things that are very nutritious for the body, also helps the hair as well. So that's very important.
You had mentioned multivitamin. I mean, we're talking vitamins D, E, C, iron. I mean, there's a lot of vitamins that can actually benefit your hair growth.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Now, not all cases are the same. Everybody has a different reason. Like you were mentioning, just one's own individual health plays a big role, but varying from person to person and maybe from gender to gender. So men typically tend to experience more hair loss than women.
Yes, and in some cases, yes, that is true. A difference when it comes down to younger folks, but yes.
Yeah. And let's talk about younger folks, because children, often it's sickness, it's health issues that would cause hair loss. Are there other reasons why?
Well, yes. As far as those fungal infection, things of that sort, like ringworms, things of that nature, the alopecia areata, the telogen effluvium, those things can also play a role in children losing hair. It's like 1 in 1,000 children can actually face hair loss, as well as that accounts for teenagers as well.
Oh, interesting, interesting. Just a personal anecdote. I've always been told this my whole life. I was born with a huge, thick head of black hair, and then it all fell out.
Wow, yeah, and it can happen.
Is that common amongst infants?
That can happen as well. With children, different ages, they can kind of just face those things, and it's essential to just kind of look at those things and get educated on it, and so that plays a vital role as well.
Okay, yeah, it's been a race to try to get that hair back for as long as I can remember,
Exactly.
But and there are other ways that you can add extensions to your hair and things like that. But for people who do wear extensions and wigs and things like that, what's advice that you would have for them to just make sure that they allow their own hair to breathe, their own scalp to breathe, and to recover?
Yes, that is very important. I'm so glad you asked. Allowing your hair to breathe is very essential, because your hair needs that oxygen. It sometimes needs a break, and sometimes too much of the extension, it can cause a lot of pulling and tugging on the hair. If the base of the hair is very, very weak, adding that a certain amount of, or I should say, too much hair to the hair where it's very weak can cause it to break and cause further damages. And folks don't realize it, like, I want a head full of hair.
Right.
And so folks will go to the extensions or the wigs and things of that nature.
It's heavy.
And it's heavy.
Because it's not your hair. So the quality of the hair is going to be a little bit different. And often those follicles are thicker and a lot more of them, which really weighs down on your hair. Okay. Well, wonderful advice. And for people who want more information about you, where do they find you?
Yes, they can contact us on our website at www.carolinahairrestorationcenter.com.
Terrific.
Or they can give us a call at area code 843-817-6803.
Thank you so much. I appreciate your time.
Thank you for having me.
We're back after this.